Hey there guys, so it's Friday about 12 o'clock. I'm off to see Eternals, a film that I'm very curious about. I know it's been getting mixed reviews, but I'm going into it with open eyes. I'm hoping this is at least good. I know it's going to be very different from what we've had from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know it's directed by Chloe Zhao, which I've been a fan of hers since like 2018 with The Rider. So I'm hoping this is going to be a really good film. I'm hoping I'm going to love it, because I know this film is going to be very decisive. This is basically like The Last Jedi to the MCU, but yeah, here we go.
Now, I've been curious about the Eternals for the last 3 years because of Chloe Zhao. I mean, yes, she did get Best Director and Best Picture for No Man Land, and I do think that's a great film. It's definitely one of my favourite films of the year. But The Rider that came out back in 2018 was the film that made me fall in love with Chloe Zhao. I mean, it's still one of my favourite films of 2018. It's definitely probably one of the most overlooked films of that year. It's just full of pride and grace and beauty. Now, Eternals has not been getting the best reception. It's about 49% on Rotten Tomatoes, and this is basically The Last Jedi all over again. This is probably Marvel's most decisive film yet. I understand its issues, and it's a film not for everyone, especially for Marvel fans. I came out of the theatre really liking it, and I woke up this morning and I slept on it, and somehow I love it. For the most part. Yes, I think Eternals was gorgeous, and it's not a word I would describe a Marvel movie. It's not like up there with Shang-Chi, but it's not down there with Black Widow either. This is probably Marvel's most beautiful looking film, and has such great world building that I've seen in a Marvel film in ages, with such an interesting philosophy around it. And this is basically Highlander meets Prometheus, and from a guy who's never seen the source material, who's never read a comic, and these characters have never been transitioned to a video game or a TV series that I know of, but after watching this film, this makes me want to pick up a comic and read it. Now, a lot of people saying the Eternals don't get all the same screen time, they're not focused enough. I would completely disagree with that. I think they get enough focus on them in this film, and yes, some more than others, but the film kind of reminds me of X-Men Days of Future Past, when you had loads of characters and only like a few of them are hand focused, but they all have their moment to shine, and this is what we got from each Eternal. And I struggle which one is my favourite, because I think the film really fleshes out them enough, and they're all great. Now, the thing that really kills the film for me was the villains. The Deviants started off fine. They served their purpose at the beginning of the film, understanding the Eternals and what their purpose is. But the film tries so hard to flesh them out, and it fails, and I think the film was better off without the Deviants. The first mid-credit scene was awesome, it was good, but the second one was just like, whoa. It foreshadows a Marvel property that no one is talking about yet. At first, I thought it was somebody else. I thought it was the Watcher, but it's actually somebody that we haven't seen yet, and I can't wait for what we're gonna get. Overall, Chloe Zhao made a film about gods and humanity in the MCU, and it works perfectly. So I'm gonna give this like an 8 out of 10. It's one of the most beautiful, darkest, emotional Marvel movies we've had to date, with stunning visuals and just excellent cinematography all around. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Go like, share and subscribe. Let me know, what did you think of the Eternals, and where would you rank it with the other Marvel movies we've had this year, even though we're getting Spider-Man next month, which I'm really looking forward to. But go check out my Facebook, my Twitter and my Instagram page. You guys are awesome. I've got your back.